Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Strategy Game Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey. And today I wanted to share a little bit about the process of cleaning out my closet this week. It sounds a bit silly and surface level, but as always, as I was actually going through the process of cleaning things out, it revealed something deeper to me. And I wonder if you can think of an example or a time where you were doing something pretty simple and it actually did some kind of work in you on the inside. That's exactly what happened. So I actually didn't even think that I needed to clean out my closet, but I kind of got on this kick of cleaning everything out that I own. And after being in our house for, I don't know, maybe 8+ years, there's things in there that are kind of hiding in drawers that I hadn't even realized. And as I got into it, I just realized that there were so many other things, and I thought I was organized, and I realized that I wasn't as organized as I thought I was. And there was still so much beyond the surface. So fast forward to my closet. I really didn't think I needed to clean it out. I consider myself somewhat of a minimalist. And as I got started, I realized that that there was a lot in there that was hiding that I just hadn't accounted for. And I think this relates to the bigger picture of how we have so many layers of noise in our world, and every layer matters. So I think that in this coming season, we're going to have to get more diligent about seemingly frivolous things like cleaning out our closets, to be able to clear space in our minds and our hearts for new visions, new life, and how we want to move through each and every day. So I think that something like this can be directly connected to the space that we have and the freedom that we have in our lives in general. So I'm going to go through the 4 categories that came to mind as I was writing about this. And the first is the classics. So these were things, there were some things in there, maybe it's just a plain black shirt or, something pretty basic. And I thought, well, these are the things that I can always wear when I have nothing else to wear, when I can't think of anything else, right? And it doesn't mean that I love it. It just means that I've been holding on to it because it's a classic. The second is the unassuming. So those that had skated by in the back of the closet undetected for way too long, they're kind of like shoved way in the back and you don't really look at them. And like you might do a run through, like a browse of your closet, and you might see them. They might catch your eye from time to time and you think, well, I don't know if I really like that. I mean, I haven't worn it in a while, but there might be an occasion where I might wear it. So you kind of let it go and you hold on to it. Then there's the false alarm. And these are the things that I thought I loved until I asked myself, and I caught my first guttural response, and I realized that I didn't actually love them. And then there were the true yeses, and these are the fun ones because this is like, that you love it immediately. And there's no hesitation about it. You just know that it's yes, and you rock it. You love it. So these are the categories that came to mind. And then I started thinking about like, well, I think that, this might apply to the noise in our minds and maybe some triggers of the noise. And as I was going through the closet, what I feel like I was discovering was that I was learning my voice in a different way. I was learning to listen to my voice. And most importantly, I was learning to trust my voice. And so as I got into this and I was like, kind of like thinking through these categories and thinking about like, do I love it? Yes or no? Right. And the first response that came to mind was the response that I went with. And if it was a no, it went out. And the momentum built and I got more and more excited because I thought, this is great. This is so freeing. Like, I can't wait. I'm just going to have stuff I love in my closet. And I'm just going to get to wear the stuff I love. And who cares if I have less? That's great. I don't have as many decisions to make. Right. And as I was filling up the trash bags, I was realizing that nothing is off limits. Nothing has to be off limits here. I can go for it. And that was really freeing. So when I first started cleaning out the closet, I felt guarded and I felt like protective over some of the things like, well, I might need this for that. And I don't want to get rid of this because, and I've had this for years, so I can't get rid of it, right? And so the more I like surrendered those things and kind of like let go any kind of like preconceived thoughts I had or notions about things, then I got faster and I felt lighter and I trusted my voice, right? And so I think that that's a practice that we can always apply, whether in business or in life, because as we iterate on things, as we do things more frequently, we get better at them and we get lighter and we learn to trust our voices more. And we learn our own voice. And that's very important, especially in the business environment and in leadership, because if you don't know your own voice, then you can't effectively lead others and lead teams. And so as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the fact that we all are invited into this process. We all can clear noise in our minds. And so I've got some questions for you as you think through this. This can be the activation for this episode. And it says, what can you clear out to get some more space for the things that matter most to you? What classics do you have? And classics represented default patterns for me. Those default patterns that I rely on, maybe that need to be disrupted. Sometimes you've been doing something for so long that it's just habitual, but it's not actually serving you well. So what things like that do you have that you can clear out? And then there's the unassuming thoughts, right? The unassuming, the ones that slide by, right? That aren't really serving you well or are hiding beneath the surface in your subconscious that really need to be recognized and called out and brought up to the conscious mind and cleared out, right? So you just cleared some more space. And then the false alarms. So things that you think you enjoy, but you really don't. What are your true yeses and how can you say yes to them more? So this was just such a powerful process for me. And I wanted to share it with you all because it was a lot more enlightening than I thought a closet clean out would be. I never actually planned to have this adventure, but it turns out there was a reason for it. So I'm excited for you to be able to be on the lookout for these things, these categories. And as you go throughout your week, think about what are the classics that I'm clinging to that I don't need to anymore, the unassuming things that are hiding in the shadows that I need to actually call out and bring up to the surface so I can let them go and surrender them. And then the false alarms. So anything that you really think you enjoy, but you actually don't. Thanks so much for listening in. As always, head to www.storywork.co for more, and I will drop in the blog link so you guys can read the full post. Thanks so much.